Hello. All right, it's Naima Healer here. I want to start off by saying thank you. I'm at 90 subscribers, and while that might not seem a lot like a lot of people, I remember when there was like 1, 2, and 3, so I'm at 90. That's awesome. So keep doing what you're doing, commenting. I like to read your comments. Share, subscribe if you're watching this. I would like to do a giveaway when I get to 100 subscribers. So that's only 10 more. So I'll give you more details about the giveaway. What I'm thinking about giving away is a nice little spiritual box, maybe some sage, incense, so something really nice, a candle. So just to show my appreciation. So thank you. So I'll give you more details in the next video. So this video is going to be a little lengthy. It's going to be lengthy because I have Ace through 10 of the baskets, okay? So we're going to get into those, all right? So if you've been following along, we've done the major arcana, we've done the family court cards. So now we're going to get into our numbers, all right? So remember what I told you earlier, baskets, they represent that emotional aspect, the healing, the love, okay? So let's get started with the Ace of Baskets. Can you guys see that? Awesome, all right? So we have our basket here and we see it's being overflown. It's overflowing with water and it's sitting on top of a lotus stone. And in the Hoodoo tradition, they use lotus stones to attract prosperity and wealth. So this is definitely a really good card, okay? When we see this, it represents happiness, abundance, like an overflowing, healing, very refreshing. Think about the water. If we want to look at it in the negative, all right, it could mean suppression. It can signify someone that's just overly emotional. And we talked about how that can be a negative thing as well. And then a bad breakup, okay? But definitely a very positive card. So think about overflowing, abundance, healing, all right, refreshing. All right, next we have the Two of Baskets, and I really like this card. I like this imagery. We have our two lovers here. They both are carrying herbs. I forget the herbs' names, but those herbs are what the Hoodoo tradition used to keep people's keep your partner faithful, all right, and interested. So when we see this card, I definitely think of a harmonious relationship, all right? So it was very reciprocal. All right, reciprocity is very balanced, okay? So, and on the flip side, I would think of the opposite, all right? I would think of a divorce, a bad breakup, miscommunication, and incompatibility, all right? Definitely, all right? Let's move on to the Three of Baskets. I like this card as well. You know, I really love all the imagery on these cards, actually. So we have the Three of Baskets here, and we'll look closely in there. It doesn't really focus all that good, but we see 3 generations of Gullah Geechee women, and they're weaving the basket, all right? So an easy interpretation of this card is a gathering with friends, right? It's signifying time to reconcile things with someone. It can signify a celebration with family, hobbies, but definitely a collaboration card, okay? Working together with others. If we think about it in the negative, all right, we think of definitely going overboard with the collaboration and the clubbing and partying. So maybe an overly promiscuous person, a lot of addiction, all right? But I think of those in the opposite. All right. Next up, we have the Four of Baskets. All right. There we go. So we see a young lady being offered a 4th basket that she is again rudely refusing. And the note in the book told us that these cufflinks belong to a person that was involved in the school of New Thought. And what New Thought is that we use positive thinking in our mind to manifest what we want. All right. So when this card pops up, it's definitely good fortune. All right. It means the end of stagnation. You're going to be given, right, a lot. So if you're in this really rough patch, this is a very good sign, right? That's coming to an end. Abundance is coming, or what you desire is coming. And the negative, though, it could be boredom. You could be maybe misunderstood, depression, and really self-absorbed individual. So in the negative, that part, that self-absorbed part, really resonates with me with this card, okay? But again, when you do your tarot journal, you write your own descriptions, your own interpretations, so you can really make it your own. But that self-absorption in the negative is just really what this card resonates with me. All right, so that is 4. Let's get to the 5 of baskets. All right, 5 of baskets. I really like this card. As you can see, there are 3 baskets that have been destroyed, but there's still 2 remaining intact. And this card means to salvage basically what is lost and move on. All right. So move on from your grief, from your hurt, from that trauma, from that heartbreak, but moving on from that. Okay. Restoring what you have. And those 2 baskets that are left intact also represent your inner strength that you need to tap into. Okay. Despite all the chaos and the brokenness around you, you still have that inner strength. All right. So it's calling on you for you to use that inner strength. All right, so if we look at it from a negative or reverse aspect, think about really traumatic experiences that you haven't been able to get over. Think of a breakup. Think of just being damaged, mourning, you just remorsing something. So maybe do shadow work to try to kind of see what's going on in that aspect, but it's a very traumatic experience. So let's move on to the 6 of baskets, and I smile when we get to this card because it's so cute. So we have a little boy. He's offering his crush a bowl of rice, and he put some sweets on it. All right, and then the author includes in the book that there's just a southern saying, if you can't afford to give your girl jewels, give her sweets so she can be sweet on you. So this just is a cute card, okay? But when we see this card, we think about just positive and happy childhood memories. We think about rekindling old flames, or reestablishing or rekindling some sort of a relationship. It can be a work relationship, friendship, all right? But just definitely getting back in harmony with some of those old relationships. Making peace with the past. I love this, okay? So this is a very happy childhood experience, so making peace with that. So then in the reverse, we look at the reverse of that, okay? So maybe an unhealthy obsession with the past, not being able to get over something that happened in the past. And it can also signify in the negative childhood abuse or childhood just traumatic experiences. And also, and this is a really sad part and it resonates with me, but believing that the best is already over, right? Like you've already experienced the best. Some people had they were really popular, like maybe in high school, they were just some of the best years, and they feel like that's just the best that there is. And that's certainly not the case, but this could signify that if someone is thinking this way. All right, next we have the 7 of baskets, okay? So our 7 of baskets here, we have a woman. She's soaking in a tub. She's soaking in special herbs that promote equilibrium, balance, and clarity. And we see those baskets in a cloud, in a little thinking cloud, okay? So this represents visionaries, all right? This also represents having a vivid imagination. Also having multiple options that you need to consider, okay? All right. And then in the negative, it can mean confusion. All right. It can mean just a lack of focus, not living in the real world. I'm a Pisces, so I'm a dreamer. So I can definitely relate sometimes to the negative aspects, just living in that dream world and not really wanting to face reality. All right. So that's our 7 of baskets. All right. And then we have the 8 of baskets. And I'm sure we can relate if we've been in a relationship before, but we see a man leaving. Sorry, my light is a little bit too bright. We see a man leaving a home. And if you notice on the stairs, there's that hot powder or that foot powder. And that powder is believed, if you put it like in someone's shoes, like let's say you're trying to break up with a boyfriend, you put like black pepper, sulfur, I think there may be one more ingredient, and they won't come back. All right, so this is, the man doesn't want to leave, but he can't help but to leave, all right, because of the hoodoo that's being placed on him. So when we see the Eight of Baskets, we think about independence, we think about seeking the truth, setting out on your own, becoming just independent, retreating if you need to. And when we think about it in the negative, think of a person abandoning their responsibilities, just having a fear of the unknown. And this could also represent an unhealthy attachment or toxic situation that you're trying to hold on to. Okay, cool. All right. Ooh, nice card. I love the baskets. All right, that's why I started with them first. But we have the Nine of Baskets. All right, and I love this imagery. What this card represents is making it. Okay, so the Nine of Baskets has all of the things that humans desire. All right. We have our money, we have the books for knowledge, we have our intoxicant, we have our alligator's head for protection, we have we have food. Sorry, someone's knocking on my door, about to interrupt my movie. I'm at my my video. So this is a very positive card. It represents making it or your dreams being fulfilled, hitting the jackpot in the sense. And sorry guys, the knocking is throwing me out. But if we look at this card in the negative, it can represent greed or materialistic things, shattered dreams, or even gluttony, having too much, okay? And then we have a 10 of baskets, all right? So you see the man here, he's like the grill master, he's on the grill. He's surrounded by his family. The family's drinking a moonshine with dandelion root. Dandelion is good for digestion. They'll need it after all the food that they have. So this is just a very positive card. It just represents being happy with your family, those harmonious relationships again, stability and celebrations with loved ones. And if we look at this card in reverse, it could be maybe losing your home. It could represent like an estranged lover, husband, or like a wife, an estranged spouse. Also, it can represent dark family secrets and instability. Could even represent a custody battle. So something that's disharmonious in a relationship. So that was Ace through 10 of the baskets. All right. So what I do is I think of 1 or 2 keywords for each one. I write my own in-depth description that just kind of helps me. And also, like I said, thinking about how these cards resonate in your life today. That is another way to attach a real good meaning so it's easier. All right. So subscribe. Thanks for checking me out. I definitely appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next video. Okay.